Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just coming in here to show you a few projects that I've been working on and I'm doing now. There's my sweetheart. I thought you'd be doing supper right now. I just not gonna be a long scope, but people want me to come in here and show them a few projects that I've done and been doing. If anybody knows anything about loom knitting, it's a new I guess. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. It's something I like doing. I crochet some too, but I would rather loom knit than crochet. It's a new project that I've taken on that I enjoy doing a lot. So therefore, I will do it and have a lot of fun making a lot of projects. I do have a few projects that I brought in here to show you. I cannot find Deb's hat. I finished her hat and I can't find it. I'll have to go look for it because, good. I don't know if I wasn't going to come on today, but I thought, well, I might as well because I wanted to show you some projects that I've been doing and let you see what I did do and what I'm working on now. First of all, you probably can't see this, but I've got my rotating loom here, which does rotate, by the way. It does go around. And this is what I'm working on right now. It's a hat. And this is a double knitted hat. This is the looms that come with this rotating base with the legs. Two looms, and you go from peg to peg. It's a simple pattern, but it's reversible. It's a real pretty hat, and it's reversible. I won't show you the yarn. It's a very pretty color yarn because the yarn's kind of messed up. So I cut it off and then started taking it from the inside. It kind of got messed up, but this is the color. It's got a lot of colors to it. So I'm working from the inside now. I just kind of took it and knotted it. Well, this I've been working on since I think yesterday, and I've got this far. I've almost 5 inches done. So I've got to make it about 8.5 before I do the bind off. So this is going pretty fast. I did not know how to do this particular stitch that I'm doing, and my daughter had told me about it, and she says, "Mom, there's a YouTube video on it." So I started watching the YouTube video, and I still couldn't get the hang of it. So I printed out the picture. This, and here is a picture. This, because it's a different color. This is the hat that I'm doing right now that's on here on this loom. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Different color, of course, but that's what it's going to look like. And it's supposed to be a woman's hat. Very simple to do. It's a lot easier to do than I thought it was ever going to be. I don't understand why it took me so long to figure it out, but it did. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. Welcome. It took me a little while to figure this out, but this is a nice loom, rotating loom. It's from Knitting Board. They have a lot of nice products. I like their looms because they're small gauge. And I do have stitch markers on the ends where the pegs start, where my knitting starts, so I know when to stop. So I know when my round is done. Because if you don't do that, they've got arrows on here, but they're not easy to see. So when I put it together, then I decided to put the stitch markers on here so I could keep track, because those stitch markers come in handy because you have to skip stitches and you have to wrap around stitches for this. So those come in handy to let me know when and what road I do that on. And I do have an anchor yarn at the bottom of this for the simple fact that I did a cast on that you have to take it. And you might be able, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be reversible. I think I might like the reversible side better. But this I'll take and use a crochet hook on this edge and make these all chain stitches. It's still a little loose. It could be a little tighter. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Zoe. It could be a little tighter. I told you, Zoe, I'd come in and show you what I've been doing. This is what I'm working on now. It's a hat. Thank you. I wasn't going to come in today, but I thought, well, it's later than I normally come in here, but I might as well just come in and show you some of the projects I've been. Yeah, I'm not doing any cooking scopes right now. So I'll show you some of the hats that this one is a baby hat, although I think I made it a little too small. It should be a little longer, but this was made on the baby loom. This was a pattern that I found, and I made that one. But it could be a little longer. After after I got it done. This is the hat that I just finished. This is not double knit, but this is a very, oh, yeah, it probably fit a preemie, yes. And this is the hat that I just finished on a 72 peg loom. And this is on a 72 peg loom. I was doing that. I haven't shown you this one when I was doing it, but this is a very pretty hat, and I will put it on and I will let you see how well it fits. I wasn't sure how it was going to fit. Now look how this fits. Look how that fits. See? It fits perfect, and it keeps my ears warm and everything. I just want you to see that I'll probably wear this during, you know, I probably should I probably should get an Etsy shop going. You want to learn so bad? Yes, I do too. It's called Parrot. It's a red heart striped yarn, and it's called Parrot. And it's a parrot stripe, but it was a simple pattern. Let's see, I've got the, yeah. And this is the picture of what it looks like. This is the pattern I took it from. That's what I made several of them, but that's what it looks like. I can't quite get it to the star on top because there's a decreasing row on it, but I got it to look at the best I could. Oh, there's my daughter giving me the super hard, sweetie. There, thank you. This is what it's supposed to look like when I have the decreased row on the top. So I didn't get it to exactly look like that, but you can see it fits perfect. I'm going to wear it while I'm sitting in here, even though it's warm in here. But you can see that the hats do fit perfect. Somebody asked me if I sell hats. I would like to. Yes, I certainly did. Yep, I made it on a loom. I did not make it on this, although I put the loom on this rotating base. Now these two looms here come off. They're snapped on. These snap on, so they're snapped on the legs, and these come off because this is what come with this rotating loom with the legs. But I put it on a 72 peg loom and had the 72 peg loom sitting on here, and it fits really good. I mean, it's perfect. I probably, I should. I have tried to do tutorials in here. It's kind of hard when I'm doing a periscope. Oh, really? Really, Zoe? Oh my goodness. It was a simple hat to do. It took me a couple days to get it finished, but I love the colors. I probably do need to do lessons. I'm considering maybe opening up an Etsy shop, maybe doing something on putting them on Etsy. I don't know how well they're going to go over because Etsy, a lot of people are on Etsy. They've got, everybody and his brother's on Etsy, and they've got yeah. I can do one pretty fast. Once I get it going with it. I could, the next time I go to do this hat, I will scope it. Now, like I said, I'm working on one now. That's a total different hat. And this is the hat that I've got on the rotating loom right now. This is a rib stitch. It's an alternate rib hat. This is on the KB website. I printed it off. It's an awesome thing to work on. The easiest way for me to tell you how to learn anything is to watch YouTube videos. That's how I learned, to get yourself started, because YouTube videos, there's a lot out there. To learn just the basics, you can check with YouTube and get the basics down, like your knit and your purl and stuff like that. Just to get the basics down, and once you learn the basics, then you're able to go a little further and do a little bit more. That's what I started doing. Because when I first started loom knitting, there wasn't any patterns out there to speak of. Just nothing to speak of. So I thought I'm just going to start learning how to do things from YouTube. So then I started picking things up from YouTube, starting doing them here and there. Sells hat? Oh, really? Oh my goodness. I do too. This is called the Parrot Stripe. And there's a green at the very top that you can't hardly see. Val Zoe, YouTube is oh my goodness, YouTube is a plethora of knowledge, let me tell you. I watch videos on there all day long. If there's something I want to find out about, I just did this hat. I just finished this hat a few days ago on the 72 peg loom that I fastened onto this part of it. These here, this is the loom and this is the loom. They came with this, and this is just snapped on these legs. But I had the 72 peg loom on here, and it's a white loom, and I made this hat on there, because that's what it called for. But I plan on let me get it out. Planning on maybe opening up an Etsy shop. Oh, you know something, Zoe? Once you start watching, you'll watch for hours. Oh, he takes a credit. I don't have Cash App. I do have PayPal though. But I want to start an Etsy shop possibly, and maybe branch out. But you have to have stuff. The thing of it is, to have an Etsy shop, you have to have the stuff for sale. You have to have the stuff made, and then you have to package it and everything. I'm thinking about doing that, but maybe if I can get word of mouth this way, and people want to buy, all they have to do is just, if you got me on Messenger or got me on Facebook, just direct message me or something, and I can, give me your info, and I can make a hat for you. I do have a little bit of this color left. I also have another ball of this color. Yep, you're right. Start here for now. I do have another ball of this color left, so if anybody wants this particular hat, made this style with this colors, I do have another ball left that I can make the hat for you. I don't know what to charge though, Tony. I really don't know what it's worth. I hate to set prices on anything like this. It does take a little time to do. It does, the yarn isn't real cheap, but it isn't real expensive either. So I don't want to overprice it, but I don't want to underprice it either, if you know what I mean. So I want to be sure I ask enough, but then don't ask too much, because then you turn people off. Starts 20, that's what I was thinking, maybe 15 or 20 maybe, because you don't want to start too high, because then you'll turn people off. And if you start too low, then they'll think there's something wrong with it because you started too low. So I was thinking 15, maybe 15 or 20 to start with, because it is a nice hat. And I'm going to take it off, and I will show you the top of it. This is my top. This is the star part it doesn't exactly look like the picture, but there you can see I pretty much did it the best I could. It's a decrease row on it. Yes, this is homemade, but you can see all the colors in here. You got like a yellow, and you got a green here, another green. You got a shipping hand. You got some blues in here. You got purple, lavender. And this is, you start down here and work at the top, and this yellow was the last thing I did. This is when I saw this color, I do too. When I saw this at Walmart, I says, oh, I just love this color. So I went and bought a couple balls of it, and I found the pattern that I made this, and I said, I'm going to make this hat. And it was actually very easy to make, a very easy hat. $5. You're probably about right. But this is a nice hat. It's nice and thick. This is not reversible, however, but that's okay. But it seems like it's a nice thick hat, and it fits very well on a woman. I'd have to use the bigger hat for a man if I was to make a man's hat, because I don't think you use these colors for a man. But I'd use the bigger loom for the man's hat. But for women, this hat works perfect. The loom works perfect. But I wanted to show you this actually came out fantastic. I'm really pleased with it. I love the colors. Oh, you do. And I posted this. There's a Facebook page for loom knitting, and I posted this up on the Facebook page, and I got well over 100 responses to this. They love it. And I keep getting more because they thought it was so pretty. It was simple to do. Who would ever thought that you could loom knit something as precious as a hat? Hats are really nice to wear. I'm going to want to do scarves too, but I think I'm going to do more hats than scarves. Hi, Damon. Good to see you. Welcome. This is one of the hats that I did. I just finished this up the other day. This is a pretty hat. This is my favorite hat. I love the colors. It's called Parrot Stripe. I like that one. This one I made not too long ago. This is I made on a different loom. I don't like this one as well as I do that one, but this one's pretty too. Oh, thank you. And this is another one that I did. And I think on the 72 peg loom. This is a different pattern altogether. It was a figure 8 pattern, and it came out real good. I'm going to do a different bind off on it, though, so it's not quite so crazy. But these are a few other hats that I've done, and these are all with the pattern I've done before. This one is pretty. This is almost for a man, And this is an orange color. And this one is a crocheted one. This is one I crocheted quite a while ago. Which pattern do you like? This one here? This is an easy pattern to do. It's only a... oh, you're intrigued? And I wanted to show you... oh, you want to see the gray one? Sure. This is the gray one. This is the gray one. It's made with oh yeah. Oh, you like this shade of purple? This is multicolored. This is variegated yarn. It comes out light colored here and darker here. That I don't like that as well as I do that purple. Thank you. This color I like. This color I love this color too. Now, that being said, this pattern is an easy pattern to do, but I happen to like this pattern a lot better. This pattern is so much nicer to make. It's a little tighter, and it looks so much nicer. It fits really well. As you can see, it fit real nice on my head. Good enough. Well, I don't know about that, Zoe, but I mean, the colors, I mean, it just pops. Those colors just pop right out. I mean, look at that. This and I like too. I've got some of this yarn too, but see how stretchy these are? This is real stretchy. This is an old hat loom that I don't even use anymore. I'm kind of broke, so I'm not using that. This was made on a different hat loom, and it's real stretchy, so I don't make it on that hat loom anymore because it's broke. So I'm going to continue to try to make this pattern because I think everybody would like this pattern. It's nice and thick and heavy, simple enough to do. And the looms, like I said, they're small gauge looms. And I was going to show you before I started talking about something else. These are the baby looms. This one is for that. This is for that white hat. I made the white hat on this. It's hard to believe that white hat was made on this, but this is it. And you make booties on this. And I haven't done that yet, but you make baby booties on this. Aren't they cute? These are from the same company as the rotating loom. These are real small gauge. I bought these because I do make baby layettes for people that are expecting, because that's one part of my ministry, and I love doing that. So I wanted to loom knit some, so I got some the baby looms so I could do that. But the looms that you have over 40 hats in summer and winter. Well, oh my goodness, I guess so. You're going to be wearing them. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're going to be going through chemo, but hats like this, I mean, this would cover you right up, you know. And like I said, I might start an Etsy shop. I don't know what's best to do, but yes, I do want to sell these because they are very valuable, and they are nice. I'm basically making them for the homeless, but if I can sell some too, that's what I want to do as well. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. This is a hat that I just made on the loom. Just finished it the other day. This is a real nice hat. Nice and thick. It's not reversible though, but it's okay. It's really okay. The one I'm making now on this rotating loom is reversible. This is going to be reversible, and this is real thick. This is very, very thick, so it can be worn either side I want to wear it on. It's an awesome, awesome hat. I love the pattern. My daughter's been making hers as well. She started on hers. She said hers isn't going to look as nice as mine. It just depends on how long I keep at it. I've been working on this hat for a couple days. I couldn't get the hang of it at first until I started following the instructions a little bit better. And my daughter was trying to help me through it. And I watched a video, and I finally got the hang of it. So now I've got this much done. I've done quite a bit today already, because it was barely coming out of the loom this morning. So I got it hanging down this much. So I just work at it as much as I can. While I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm doing this, you know. But I kind of got to be careful, too, that I watch what I'm doing and stop and don't go too far. But once I get two stitches on every peg, then I hook them over with my loom tool, which is this is also a knitting board tool, This is an awesome tool. This is really nice. I like this. I've got more every time you buy looms, you get knitting tools in it. But I like this one because this is real nice. The shaft is long. It's won't bend. It won't break. So I like to use that one. So that's what I do. But I just wanted to show you a few of the projects that I'm working on now. And if anybody would like a hat like this, just let me know, because I'm sure I could make, I'm going to make quite a few of these hats in different colors. I like these stripes because I like them more than solids because it makes it prettier. So I'm buying a bunch of striped colors. In fact, I got a bunch of striped colors in the other room, and I'll just start making a bunch of these hats. They're real simple to make. And instead of putting the loom on here, I'm just going to do it without it because I don't want to take these off because I'm going to continue to make the hats on this loom. But if people did not see this rotating loom, this is an awesome, well, I should start at 15 or 20, because I don't want to charge too much, but I don't want to shortchange myself either. You know, I don't want to charge too much, but I also don't want to charge too little. If I charge too much, then people are not going to want to buy it. But if I, and then if I charge too little, then they're going to think there's something wrong with it, that it's low quality or something like that. And I don't want them to feel that way. So, but this was took me a little while to figure out the decreasing row. 15 kids, 20 and up. 15 kids, 20 and up. That makes sense. Yeah. I wouldn't charge as much for the kids as I would adults. You're right. The kids are there. And I have a loom that I do too. I'm going to make some kids hats out of this too. And it takes a smaller loom than that. I do have the kids loom. I've got three. There's a purple one. The white one is a 72 peg, and there's an orange one that my daughter was making a hat on. That's humongous, and that's a large adult. And you got the small one, the 64 peg, is for children, I guess. So I'll be making some children's hats on them. So if anybody wants any hats, let me know, because these are pretty. And I'm gonna, like I said, I've got another ball of this. I still got some of the yarn, the ball left that I was using for this, and then I got another ball to go, another ball that I'm going to make this hat with. And I'm also going to make other colors too. But this is a pattern I think that everybody's going to appreciate. It's a simple pattern. It's very easy to make. The decreased row is a little challenging because it takes a little while to do it because they're real tight. And you got to take them off of one peg and put them on another. And you got to stretch it over. So here I am pulling it as best I can. But I finally did get it. But it did come out nice. And I know that people appreciate it. And it closed up real nice, because I took it. And what I do when I go to close it up, I just go around. If it doesn't close completely up, I just make a circle around the hole just to close it up, so it fits. It doesn't make it bulky or anything like that. Because sometimes it's hard to gather it closed. But I'm learning just like you are. This is projects that I'm doing to keep myself busy. Not only that, it's something that I can help other people too if they need something. Hats are something that anybody can use, and people love hats. Well, we're getting into spring weather, so not too many are going to be needing hats anymore with spring weather coming. But you also have the chemotherapy patients that will not have any hair. They'll be wearing hats all year round. So that that'll fit for them, like the one that's in here that says she started chemotherapy coming. Yes, you got cancer patients that wear the hats. My daughter-in-law, she was a cancer patient. She had a no, she didn't have a mastectomy. She had a lumpectomy, and for presents too, right? Christmas, birthdays or whatever. My daughter-in-law had a lumpectomy. She had 27 lymph nodes removed from her breast, and she had a stage 3 breast cancer. We almost lost her. So, and she wore a wig. She never wore hats, but she wore a wig for a long time. But she's doing fine now. She's in remission. Her hair never really did grow back the way it should, especially on top. It's kind of thinned out. It's growing more on the sides and in the back, but at the top she's got some bare spots. That's the way it goes. But we almost lost her, but thank goodness she's still around. She's doing great. They're planning a trip for San Francisco for my granddaughter's 18th birthday coming up on the 23rd of this month. They'll be gone for a few days for her birthday. So that's going to be something special for them. But Anyway, I want to come in for a few minutes and let you see that you can learn how to do this too. When you really put your mind to it, you can really learn how to do it. It's not hard. It's simple. And I'll put this down just a little bit so you can watch. Oh, you live in Northern California? Okay. Let me put this back. Before I came in, I knocked my tripod on the floor, and the darn thing, the phone fell and it started dialing 911. I had to cancel it. I forgot there's 911 on this phone, so I started dialing it. I thought, whoa, no, I don't want 911. No way. Put this down just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing here. But this is the loom, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing here. You're not gonna know the stitch too well. I gotta see where I'm at. Okay, and I'm gonna just show you a little bit of how I'm doing this, just to kind of get started. I'm gonna do like the stockinette stitch, and I'm gonna do every other peg, wrap every other peg. Now watch me make a mistake, because I always end up making a mistake and then have to rewrap it. But you can. Okay, what do you want me to do on Sundays? What kind of scope do you want me to do on Sundays? I do some cooking scopes on Sundays, but I can do something else if you want me to. Oh, yes, it's the ribs. Yes, it's the rib stitch. What did I say, sweetie? I probably didn't even hear myself. What did I say? It's the rib stitch. It's called the rib stitch. Anyway, it's a simple thing to do. I just have to keep wrapping and wrapping. This thing turns as I'm working. It'll turn on its own. Normally, I don't have it on the table. I have it sitting on my lap or on my chair, and I just go round and round, and it turns as I'm going. You can see that it's turning. I'll make sure that I'm not getting... But this, I love loom knitting because it gives me something to do, and it's something that's really taken off. It didn't for the longest time. When they first come out with it, you couldn't... I ended up buying Boy looms. If anybody knows anything about the company Boy... They had looms, and I didn't like their Boy looms at all. I used them, but I didn't really like them. Yes, the stockinette stitch. I didn't like the Boy looms. I still have them, but I'm going to have to get rid of them because I don't really like them. They're not. I don't like them very well. They're big gauge, and I just don't like them. Okay. You can get looms to start with at Walmart. Walmart has the Boy looms. They are the bigger gauge looms. You can get them at Walmart if you want to. However, I got this through the KB website. This is a rotating loom from the knitting board. There is a website called knittingboard.com. You just go in there and you can get all your looms from there. They have the small gauge, large gauge. Now this just happens to be the small gauge. Just decide what you want to get and buy them, and they're kind of reasonable. They're not really bad. I think I paid $30 for this, I believe it was. So, oh, you have a cape. Oh, cabies. I remember cabies. I really do. I remember that very, very much. I remember where my thing's at. Okay, I remember a cabies. I think no. You're in what? You're in the East Coast, because I think that's where they are. It's been a long time since I've been to places like that. Well, I used to go to Woolworths. I used to go to Walgreens. Woolworths when I was a kid, or when my daughter was younger, we'd go to Woolworths, and I'd buy stuff there. And Joann's, yeah. Hi, good to see you, Luke. Yeah, Joann's. We do have a Joann's here. Definitely, we do have a Joann's here. I'm glad. I do like Joann's as well. I keep going too far. I'm making. This is a hat. This is every time I get on here, I get nervous and I start making mistakes. But this is a hat, and it will be a reversible hat, and it's double thickness. And I can show you the picture of the hat that I am doing. This is the picture of the hat that I'm making. It's called the alternate rib hat. This hat here, sitting here, is a hat. It was made on this loom, but not these two. It was made on a single loom. This is a flat panel hat. It's not double thickness like this is. Oh, it was. This is the hat that I made. I do this called parrot stripe. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can also get your looms on Amazon. Amazon has them as well. They're probably going to be a little bit higher than a knitting board. Yes, I did. I did make this. Yes, I did. And it's very pretty. It fits perfect. I had it on my head earlier, and I'll put it on my head again. See how it fits? It fits perfect. It fits very perfect. I wanted to show people that how it really, and you can see the pattern. It just bursts out when it's on your head like that. It comes right out. It's a very simple pattern to make. I found this pattern, I believe, for this hat on Pinterest. And this was posted on Ravelry because Pinterest does have patterns on there that were in Ravelry. So this was originally written for needle knitting, but they configured it for loom knitting. So they have changed. So you don't understand how to switch colors. Believe me, I don't either. But I think when it comes to loom knitting, you just hi Natasha. You would basically just put a slip knot on one of your pegs where you're going to change your colors, and then just start knitting from there. It would be real simple on a loom. Just put a slip knot on your peg and just go. That's how crocheting is the hardest to get it to come out right. But that's what I can tell you is just to do it that way. Whoops, I keep wrapping around too many. Yeah, changing colors is not the easiest thing to do either. Oh, that's true. Yep, you're right. It won't show. You're right. Exactly. It won't show. I don't know whoever said that, but you're right. It won't show. I keep forgetting. I got to get this. I'm going to go back here and get this one. Let's see. I got to make sure I'm getting the right one. Sometimes this at a different angle. And I think I made a mistake because it's not coming out right, so I'll have to restart. But anyway. Oh, oh, sweetie. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Have your knot come out in the center, and that way on the inside loom, so it won't show. Now I've got knots in here, but I think it's coming out on the inside. Knotted it. Now, like I said, this is a mess. Don't pay attention to how messy this is. But it was so tangled up in here, I decided to cut it off and then take it from the inside. No, you don't. You don't use any knitting needles at all. My problem with the knitting needles was I kept dropping stitches. You can drop stitches on here. Which I've done, not on this particular loom right now on this hat, but I have dropped stitches, but it's a lot easier to pick them up through here than it is when you're needle knitting. Needle knitting, oh my goodness, I was so frustrated. I taught myself how to needle knit, but no, here you don't. What you do need is a crochet hook for the end, and maybe to fastening your ends, and if you want to do your bind off, like the edging on here. This edging is going to have to be. The edging on here will have to be done with my crochet hook. See this white yarn is the anchor yarn. I can't pull that out because they'll come unraveled. So I leave this anchor yarn in here until I'm ready to take my crochet hook and make chain stitches and make a nice chain edge, and then I pull the anchor yarn out. So no, and that's one good thing I like about loom knitting. You do not need knitting needles. That was always a bugaboo of mine with knitting needles. Casting on, you have to have 2 needles to cast on. Looms, you don't have to have 2 needles to cast on. I just use my one loom to cast it on. You can cast on whatever cast on you want. There's a crochet cast on. Yeah, you're right. Probably the double looms are a lot of. Oh, you're excited now. Yeah, this double loom is probably a little advanced for a lot of you that don't know how to do it. So my suggestion would be to start with a simple loom first. A small loom like the 24 peg or whatever. Start with something small and just do some practice swatches to get to learn the basics, and then go from this double, because unless you know how, there's Captain Rehab, welcome. Unless you know how to loom knit at all, you're not going to know how to double knit, because dog whisperer. So this is a little advanced for you, but I want you to see that there is such a thing out there, and KB is the only one that has this. This loom is one of its kind. Nobody else has it. And when I saw that I says, I've got to have this. Yes, it is. It's here on and it stays in there until I'm ready to finish the bottom with my crochet hook, and then I pull it out. So that's why I've got it in there. And I've got it so it won't come out. It's I didn't knot it, but it's there, so it won't come out. You don't want to pull it out, because if you pull it out, you're gonna have they're gonna come unraveled and you're gonna have a mess. So I put it in there to hold the stitches there, and then I just stitch with my crochet hook, and it catches all the stitches, makes chain stitches. If you know how to do chain stitches in crochet, so that's basically what you do. You just take your crochet hook and go in one chain, catch another chain, put it inside of it, and just keep chaining till you get to the end. And what it does is it makes a tighter edge. Because right now, as you can see, this is loose. I use a crochet hook, I'll tighten that up and make it real tight. It'll fit on the head like this. See, this is a brim. What this was, how I did this brim is I did 24 rows, and then you take the bottom, it comes in the inside, you have to bring it around the top and put it back on the pegs again, because this is a folded over brim. I used to, when I first started making hats, I did the fold over brim all the time. And then I kind of got out of doing that. I thought, nah, the fold over brim is tedious. But not really, because I wanted to do this hat, and I thought, I'm going to do the fold over brim anyway. But it came out perfect. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm modeling the hat that I made. Thank you. Yes, I made this on the knitting loom. It's loom knitted. You look at it and you wouldn't think this loom knitted, that it was needle knitted, but it was loom knitted. You probably could, but I don't know why you would want to. Because once you take your crochet hook and you make your chain stitches, you won't need the anchor yarn anymore. You do it tight enough, and then just weave your ends in from that. You shouldn't have any problem. You could if you wanted to, but I don't know why you'd want to, because I've been watching YouTube videos on it, and they'll do their chain edge, and then they pull the anchor yarn out. You don't want to pull it out before you finish it. But you could leave it in if you want to. But like I said, this rotating loom is probably a little hard for some people to get the concept of right now. So you want to start with simple looms. Get yourself some boy looms, but if you don't want those big pegs, you can go with smaller ones. The reason I like the small gauge looms is I don't have to use more than one strand of yarn. With the bigger gauge looms like your boy, your nifty knitters, you have to use 2 strands if you want to make anything at all. Here, this is just one single strand. And here you can see is one single strand, and this is thick. They're very small pegs. This is 3/8 inch gauge, I guess, from center of one peg to the center of the other is 3/8 inch. So that's very small. It's the smallest gauge they have. And I thought I'm going to get that. And the baby looms are the same, and so is the other looms that I bought that are separate from this. Come in a package of 3, 64 peg, 72 and 80. They're all small gauge looms just like this. Only they're single. They're just a round loom. It's just a flat panel. I've never ever made a hat on here that was a double knit. I wanted always to make a double knit hat, so I decided I'm going to get this loom, and I'm going to eventually try a double knit hat. I put these looms up for a while because I was using the 72 peg and other looms to make things, and I put this back on there, and I thought, I'm going to find me a double knit hat, and I'm going to make it. And by golly, I'm glad that I am, because this double knit hat is going to be awesome when I get it done. It's going to really look good. As you can see, it's come out quite a bit at the bottom. It's going to be, you can see it's reversible. It's going to look a little bit different on the other side. Not too much, but there you see what it's going to look like on the other side. And it's totally reversible, if I can pull it up. See, look at that. You can wear it either way. So that makes it really nice. That's what I like about it. So if anybody wants a hat that's double knitted and you want a reversible hat, let me know too. I'm willing to do anything. Yeah, you mean this color on here? Yes, this is a nice color. Huh. Now this is the yarn it's coming off of. It's a mess right now, I know. It looks like the cat or dogs got into it, but they didn't. I made a mistake. I should have pulled it from the center. So I'm just leaving the mess go and just pulling it from the center and working with it that way. But this is several different colors. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's ombre yarn from Red Heart. You can go to maybe Fred Meyer has it, but I get all my yarn at Walmart, like your Red Heart. They've got Mandela yarn. But just start with a simple pattern. Learn the basics of how to knit and how to purl. Make yourself something small. And then once you've learned something, then you can continue on. Because I've learned everything by watching YouTube videos. That's how I learned how to loom knit. And I am so glad I did, because I've been having a lot of fun. As you can see, look what you can make with the loom. Would you think that this was loom knitted? Oh, really? Is it? I'll tell you one thing. I used to needle knit. And when I first saw loom knitting, oh gosh, it's only been just a few years ago they came out with the looms, and I thought, loom knitting. Of course, at that time they didn't have these small gauge looms; they didn't have big ones like the Nifty Knitters, the boys. I thought I'm going to start with some looms, and I'm buy some looms and do some loom knitting. No, I wouldn't. I didn't either. And I thought, how hard can this be? When I saw that you could actually knit and purl on a loom, I thought, my goodness, I'm going to go along with it. Oh, thank you. I made that on this, only using a different loom. These looms came with this base, but it was a different loom because these are fastened on here. They're snapped in. So I'm leaving this on here for now. If I want to make any, like this hat again on that loom, I'll just use the loom without it being on the rotating loom. I learned by watching YouTube videos. That's how I learned. Of course, a lot of time when you buy your looms and stuff, they will have instructions in there. They'll have your illustrated instructions exactly how to get started. Sometimes those illustrated instructions can confuse you. So the best thing to do is go on YouTube and learn on YouTube. That's what I did. I went on YouTube and I found different stitches that I wanted to learn to do. And I've watched YouTube videos on it. There's YouTube videos on how to cast on. This is called Parrot Stripe. There's YouTube videos on how to cast on, how to bind off, how to gather your hats and just make the brim like I have here. There's all different kinds. I mean, it's loaded with loom knitting. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Natalie. This is my hat. I'm modeling my hat that I made on the loom. People say they love this color. It's called Parrot Stripe. I'm showing it does fit. It's a 72 peg loom. It's the pattern I made was this one right here. This is the pattern that I made on this loom. This is the one right here. Thank you. And I just followed this pattern. Of course, it's not hard to follow. I pretty much basically memorized it. And what I have on the this rotating loom right now is this here. Different color of yarn, of course, but it's this hat that I'm doing on the rotating loom right now. It's called the alternate rib hat, and it got illustrated instructions how. I didn't bring the other sheet in, but illustrated instructions on how to do it. I just wanted you to basically see that you can do things on the loom. And people think that they can't do something. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you probably can't. But be positive and say, "Oh, I can do that." Oh, yes, I've seen this done. Good Knit Kisses. There's a gal called Kristen Mangus. I like watching her. She was making this on YouTube. I was watching it yesterday. Yeah, I do have Instagram. Oh, yes. I have to, I think it's, I think it's Karen Knight. I'm not sure what it is on there because I've had to change it because I had a stalker. So I had to change it so he wouldn't find me. So I don't know exactly what it is. But yes, this yellow is good too. But I don't particularly like yellow. But I do like this. But I do like this one here that I've got on here, which is all these colors here. This is a mess, I know, but this is the colors in it. And that's what I'm making that. And this will take me I'll probably have this done tomorrow, I suppose. I'm doing pretty well on it. This is going down to the base. It goes clear down to the base. It's got to be about 8.5. Geez. Make gloves. You wouldn't want to on here. You'd make it on a smaller loom. I'm not sure what my Instagram is, to tell you the truth. I don't go in there enough to even remember what it is. I think it's Karen 1948, but I'm not sure. I don't go into it at all to even, because I've had to change it because of my stalker I have on Periscope. I've got a stalker on Periscope and YouTube, so I had to change it. So I don't know what it is on there. So watch him find me on there and stalk me on there too. He comes on Pinterest and stalks me there. And I've changed that. I've changed my username on Pinterest. I don't know how many times he still finds me. But anyway, if I remember what it is, I'll tell you. But I don't know what it is right now because I don't use it that much. I use Facebook. I've got Karen Watterson on Facebook. I've got a Facebook page. Of course, I got my vegan page. I probably should start. I probably should starting a loom knitting page, but there are so darn many loom knitting groups out there. I'm not doing it because there's a lot already out there, so I won't do that. Oh, thank you. Well, I sure try. I try really hard because I don't want to confuse any of you, although I know that looking at this loom is probably, you look at that and say, well, that's confusing. It would be to those that don't know anything about loom knitting, but double knitting I've done before. I think this person is I'm going to mute him. I'm not giving my social media to that person. That person I think is a troll and he's wanting information he's not going to get, so I'm not going to give it. So I'm not, that's not something I do. I don't recognize that person, so he's gone. But anyway, yeah, you all know, and some of you probably follow me on Instagram. And the ones that don't, I just don't remember what it is. And I'm kind of glad that I know I didn't give it out because I don't want anybody to start stalking me in there. I mean, I'm stalked on Pinterest as it is, and Facebook, and Messenger and stuff. So I don't really give that stuff out on my information. Although I'm just giving my page and stuff. But people want to join my group, my vegan group. They have to ask to join that. And I don't accept all the friends that ask to be on my Facebook either. I'm very sensitive about that. And we all have to choose wisely because there are crazy people out there. And he might have been one of them. But I hope that I have explained this to you and that you can see what I've done. I want to start opening up an Etsy. I have to figure out how I'm going to get an Etsy shop open. Pretty please for what? Because I wanna open up an Etsy shop. I do want to have an Etsy, but the thing of it is, there's a lot of people on Etsy with maybe hats and scarves and stuff. So you're kind of competing with them. But maybe they're crocheting them. Oh yes, you can follow. Yes, you can follow me, as long as you don't cause drama. You don't come in here and you don't see me doing it right now. You can follow me as long as you don't start drama in Facebook or you start drama on here, because I have a lot of people that are starting drama. And when I start drama, then I have to, block them. But anyway, I'll try to start an Etsy shop, but I got to figure out how to do that. Oh, good, because I hate it too. Oh my goodness. Well, we can be boring together then, because I hate drama as well. And believe me, I get a lot of it in here sometimes. But anyway, I hope to start an Etsy shop. I'll just have to figure out how to do that. Oh, wow. No, I don't. I am who I am. When you see me on here, this is the type of person I am. You'll not see me any different. If you either like me for what you see or you don't. You take it or leave it. That's the kind of person I am. I've got a lot of followers that dearly love me. They love when I do my cooking scopes, and they come in there. But when it comes to stuff like this, I get a lot of people wanting to see this because they want to learn how to crochet if they don't know how, or they want to learn how to loom knit. If you needle knit, you should be able to loom knit, because loom knitting is a lot easier. Well, that probably what it's called. No, I'm not a Canadian. I wasn't even born in Canada. I'm here American. But this is a hat that I found. This is it's called a beanie. It's actually a beanie, but this is the pattern of it that I found on Pinterest, and it's actually was on Ravelry, and it was actually started as a needle knit pattern, but then she geared it for loom knitting. So she changed a little bit to put it for loom knitting, because when I saw the needle knitting, I thought, well, I want the loom knitting one. So I found this, and I'm glad that I did, because this was a good hat to make. I love the colors. It's parrot stripe. It's red heart. If you know anything about red heart yarn, you can find it everywhere. I mean, Walmart carries red heart. They got the
motion detected at the front door.
Oh, there's motion at my front door. I thought you heard that. There's a lot of red heart. This red heart that I'm using is a medium size weight 4. You could probably put a 3 on here, a 3 and a 4, but you wouldn't put anything bigger. Oh, thank you. I try to be. But this is a 4 medium weight. That's basically all the yarn that I buy is a medium weight yarn because it's simple to use. And Red Heart years ago used to have real coarse yarn. It used to be real coarse. Yeah, I do. I sure do. They used to be real coarse yarn and now it's softer. Oh, what did she say? Okay, thank you. You too. And what did she say? I'm going to see what this one said. Oh, you need to do something before you go crazy? Oh. Oh, oh boy. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Well, sometimes I don't feel I don't feel this. I feel a lot older. Some days I feel younger. But thank you. I'm 72 years old. Oh really? Oh, that's so sweet. I have 6 grandchildren. I love every one of them dearly. 4 grandsons, 5 grandsons, and 1 granddaughter. So my daughter's got four boys. 2 live with her, and the other 2 are up in Iowa with their dad. So and I don't get to see them because she's in Missouri and I'm here in Oregon. But we talk every day, and we can FaceTime or what have you, and I can see the boys on FaceTime or what have you. So, oh, thank you so much. You make me feel so good that you adore me. I'm glad that you do because a lot of people don't. I've had people come in here and tell me that I'm too old to be on Periscope and to get off and sit in my rocking chair. Oh, thank you. Being on a vegan diet has really helped because I was at 250 once and now I'm way under 250 pounds. So it does help to keep yourself, healthy and eat properly so you don't gain the weight back. Oh, it fluctuates up and down, but it's okay. She really didn't have to have the surgery. She just had to have her hip put back into place in her leg, and she walks every day with me now. I tether her to Carmen. I've walked. In fact, you'll have to go back and watch one of my walking scopes. I think the last one I did on Periscope, I had them tethered together. I tether her and Carmen together, and Sydney's by herself. Sydney does get caught in the tether, but she's working. She's walking fine. She runs on her leg. Thank goodness she didn't have to have an actual surgery where they had to open her up or anything. They just use a clamp to kind of put the hip back into place. Oh, it's been off a long time ago. I took that off after 10 days. I tell you, it drove me crazy to have her wear it, and she couldn't stand it, and she tried to get at it anyway, and I thought, I'm going to take it off after 10 days. So I took it off because that week she was getting the stitches out anyway, and I haven't heard anything from the doctor since. She hasn't called me or anything, so I thought she'd maybe find out how she's doing, but she's doing great. She's been groomed and everything since then. She looks a lot cleaner now, a lot better. She feels better. No collar. I call it the collar of shame, I guess. So she doesn't have to wear that anymore. She could get out and walk. She can run. She barks like crazy. So she's in good health right now, and I want her to stay that way. But I'm so glad I could come in here today. I didn't want to make this scope a real long one. I just wanted you to see a few of the things that I've made. I wanted to demonstrate show you the hat that I've made and put it on my head and model it for you. That you can see that it does fit. And my daughter, if she ever wants to make it, she can make it too on the 72 peg loom. But like I said, I suggest you just start with 1 loom or 2 looms. They've got rectangular looms as well as round ones. Make hats do on the round. You can make scarves on the rectangular, whatever. Just start with a small loom or whatever to start with, and then work your way up. And just watch YouTube videos to learn how to do your stitches, and you'll be all set. But if you can needle knit, you can loom knit because it's a lot simpler. A lot simpler. You don't have to worry about dropping stitches as much. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, who are you then? You said fans forever. You say you see me at church. Okay, you go to my church. Which who are you? Because I don't recognize. You said fans forever. I mean, I want to see if you're for somebody from church. I'm so thankful to have somebody from my church in here. if you are, because I don't recognize your username. I'm sorry. I should. Oh, no, no. On scope. Okay. Yes, you will. Definitely. You will. I will be scoping on Sabbath at church. Absolutely. Yes, I will. I just scope every Sabbath. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go for now. And I thank everybody for coming in here. I'm going to do some more of these scopes later on. And when I get this hat done, then I'll model this one for you too and show you what this one looks like too. This is going to be a very pretty hat. But like I said, if anybody wants any hats at all, let me know. Because I'm willing to make you hats, in any color that you want. If you want this color, I can do it in this color. I got other striped colors. I mean, I've got them in any and the striped colors you might want. Now, this one I seem to like the best. I've got another ball of this that I haven't even started using yet, and I've still got some left of the ball that I made out of this, so I can make another hat with it, and then you start another ball. So if you really want any hats at all, let me know. If I should start an Etsy shop, let me know that too, because I'm not really sure how to go about opening up an Etsy store. I know my granddaughter had an Etsy store at one time. She closed it because she was making clay items and stuff. She'd make clay items and sell them on Etsy. She was doing pretty good at it. But I don't know the first thing about opening up an Etsy shop. And I want to make sure it's something that nobody else has in their shop, because there's a lot of people out there that have Etsy, and I want to make sure that it's not conflicting with theirs. Of course, you're going to probably find hats and scarves and baby stuff on there anyway. But, if I can get people that know me to buy, then that would be better too. So I think I'm going to go for now, because I want to probably Shopify. I've never heard of Shopify. How does that work compared to Etsy? Because I've never heard of that. I don't think that you mentioned something now. Is that an app? Because I've never even heard of it. See, you're helping me to learn something new. Is it better than Etsy? I could sell them all year round, right? But if it's Shopify, I'll have to check that out. Thank you for mentioning that. If it's better than Etsy, because I know I've tried to look for patterns, and a lot of the people that have patterns on Etsy, they're charging a fortune for them. They're charging $5 for a crazy pattern. I'm thinking, whoa. I mean, when I could get the pattern free, why should I pay for it? It's owned by Facebook and easy. Well, there you go. That's awesome. That's owned by Facebook and easy to set up. I'm going to think about that then. Shopify. That's something I've never heard of. I don't know how many people have Shopify. Most people I know of have Etsy. So if Shopify is not that common, it's not something that people are very aware of, they probably don't know anything about it then. So there probably won't be too many people on there then. So maybe I won't have a lot of competition, because that's my worry, getting on Etsy and having a lot of competition, and then I can't sell anything, because I want to be able to make stuff and sell it, because that's what I'm doing this for. It's got tons of success. Awesome. Shopify is not so saturated. Oh, thank you for telling me, because I know Etsy is really saturated. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. I forgot about that. Yes, that's right. The Facebook Marketplace. Yes, I think about that. Yes, I might do that, because I know there's people out there that chemotherapy, they don't want to wear wigs, so they'll wear hats. Yeah, I heard that it's free, because I know Etsy, I don't know if you have to pay anything for it or not. Do you have to pay anything for Shopify at all? Because like I said, I've never heard anything about it. But you guys are helping me out and teaching me something I didn't even know. That's why I love coming on here, because you guys are so good at keeping me informed of things that I've never heard of before. That Shopify, I'm gonna check that out in the Facebook Marketplace. But I want to give other people a chance that might want to buy them too, because there are people that need them. But get basic level. How much is Shopify? That's what I want to know, how much it is, because I don't want to spend a fortune on Shopify, because I have enough bills as it is. I don't think you pay anything on Etsy to set that up, but that is so saturated, like you said. And you have to have the stuff in your possession and stuff, and you have to ship it out. You have to have way to ship it out, envelopes and stuff. I suppose you do on Shopify too, but I'm going to go check it out. and see, is there an app for Shopify, or is it on a website, or what is there about it? If you could tell me a little bit about it before I go, so I know, because I want to check it out, because I'm learning something new that I've never heard of before. I didn't know there was such a thing as called Shopify. That's awesome to have something like that. Etsy charges 20 cents each listing, and it lasts 4 months, but they get high amount when something sells. Oh, I bet they do. Oh, 20 cents. Okay. All right. For every listing. All right. So that's, yeah, it seems like, but if I do it Facebook Marketplace, then I don't have to pay anything. A lot of people use Facebook. I mean, there you go. I mean, Facebook is common. Everybody knows about Facebook. So I could do that as well. Make some stuff and put it up on Facebook. $20 a month basic. Oh, yeah, that is the drawback. Anything like that is the drawback. You got to pay monthly. And I pay enough in bills as it is. So if I can do it on Facebook Marketplace and it'd be free, that's awesome too. Because you might get a lot of response on Facebook on Marketplace. I don't know how saturated that is. I know that it does exist. I've never used it, but I do know it does exist. But if I can put this stuff up on Facebook Marketplace and sell some of it too, that would be awesome, as well. For those that really need it, the homeless, I'd like for the homeless, or somebody that's on chemotherapy that needs to wear hats and don't want to wear wigs. Like I said, my daughter-in-law, she didn't wear hats, she wore wigs, but she got so tired of wearing the wig, she just decided to pull it completely off and would come to church in her bald head. And, she was never made fun of because we knew what she was going through. Oh, man. Oh, good. Really? Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, awesome. That's great. That's great. I'm sure going to try that, though, because I want to get the word out, too. And coming on here, I think, helps get the word out. It helps people understand what I'm trying to do. Oh, thank you. I try to be anyway. I don't like drama. What you see is what you get. My daughter can tell you that. What you see is what you get. She knows me well enough, Of course, we haven't seen each other in years, but she knows who what about me and everything, I'm not superficial or anything like that. When you see me on here, that's the way I am in real life. I mean, what's the sense in being mean and nasty to people and being full of drama? We don't need that. Oh, thank you so much. You're sweet for saying so. Oh, thank you. I try to be anyway. I could probably be a little bit more humble sometimes, but I try to be the best I can be. So, but I think I'm going to go for now. You guys have given me something to think about. And I've let you see my hat, and you can decide if you want a hat like this. Let me know the pattern you want to make. If you want me to make, you want this one, which is double knit. You want this one, let me know, because I can make any kind of hat you want. Whether it's flat paddle or double. And I don't think it probably really matters to anybody that doesn't have any hair, as long as they got something on their head, to cover up their baldness, because even little kids that have cancer will use them too. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go for now. But I hope you all have you're so welcome. And I hope you have a great and marvelous night. And everybody get a good night's rest. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. Love you all, and bye-bye.